नमो नमः। सर्वेभ्यो नमस्कारः। शुभ सायंत्रम. Today is another good day that we are going to have another webinar from PS Murthy garu. I'll briefly introduce him after Vande Mataram and Prarthana. Krishna Kumar garu, please recite Vande Mataram, please.
सर्वेभ्यो नमस्कारः। वन्दे मातरम्, वन्दे मातरम्, सुजलां सुफलां मलयज शीतलां सस्यश्यामलां मातरम् वन्दे मातरम्। सुप्रज्योत्स्ना पुलकितयामिनी पुल्लकुसुमिता द्रुमदलशोभिनी सुहासिनी सुमधुरभाषिणी सुखदां वरदां मातरम् वन्दे मातरम्, वन्दे मातरम्, वन्दे मातरम्।
Vande Mataram. So let us request Govind Raj garu to chant Prarthana, please.
Sarvebhyo namaskaraha. Let us start with meditation. Sit with your back straight, palms facing the sky, and gently close your eyes and focus on your breath. Let us now chant Om 3 times. Om Gananam Tva Ganapatigun Havamahe Kavim Kavinam Upamashravastamam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Anashunvannuti Bhisida Sadanam Om Shri Mahaganadhipataye Namaha Om Prano Devi Saraswati Vajebhir Vajinivati Dhinam Avitriyavatu Om Shri Mahasaraswatyai Namaha Gururev Gati Gurumeva Bhaje Gurunaiva Sahasmi Namo Gurave Na Guroh Paramam Shishurasmi Guroh Matirasti Gurau Mam Pahi Guro Jnananandamayan Devam Lasphatikakritim Adharam Sarva Vidyanam Hayagrivamupassmahe Shruti Smruti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpada Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। मातृदेवो भव पितृदेवो भव आचार्यदेवो भव अतिथिदेवो भव। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम्।
ధన్యవాదములండి గోవిందరాజు గారు అండ్ ఆల్సో కృష్ణ కుమార్ గారు. థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్. నౌ we all know our speaker PS Murthy garu, because he has been taking webinars for us regularly, mainly on the topic of Vaastu and related subjects around that. Today is Vaastu as per Veda Pramana. He served in government of Andhra Pradesh as joint director in the information technology and the communication department from 2005 to 12, and he is responsible for getting IT to Hyderabad under the guidance of the Chief Minister Nara Chandrababu Naidu garu, and he played a very key and important role in that. And in his official capacities, he visited many countries: Dubai, Singapore, Thailand, Malaysia, Nepal, Japan, USA, UK, and he has served in all states of India, and for bringing the investments in IT sector. And he has got many awards for his outstanding work. He is a BCom, MBA, diploma, PG diploma in computer applications. He is a gold medalist in astrology, Jyotisha, Visharada, and silver medalist in palmistry. He served in state and central governments for 42 years, and so he is very good at administration and related subjects. So let us welcome him and request him to take the webinar. PS Murthy garu, please.
మహోదయులందరికీ నమస్కారం. ఇట్స్ ఎ గుడ్ డే టుడే. అందరికీ నమస్కారం. I'm really happy. Thanks Colonel Babu garu for your profile and on me, and I really appreciate your kind efforts to put me on the webinar. So I have been giving webinars in VSS from time to time, and this time I have got the opportunity to speak about or to share my views on the Vaastu and how it can be correlated with Vedas or our Puranas, say Bhagavad Gita and all, and how they are interrelated Veda. So this is my topic today. I'll just start I'll share my presentation. So I hope my presentation is visible.
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Thank you. So I'll just start with a small prayer. Saraswati Namastubhyam Varde Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhirbhavati Me Sada Vakratunda Mahakaya Surikod Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurme Deva Sarvakarya Sarvarha. So this is our Vedas being told by Veda Vyasa and Lord Ganesha listening and then meeting them. With this we know. So, knowledge is has been coming from ages through two sources, that is Smriti or Shruti. So Shruti is Aporshayam. Vedas, Vedangas, Vedantas, they fall under Smriti. Smriti is nothing but which is remembered or memorized. And whereas Smriti is what is meditated upon, what is heard and carried forward by the generation to generation. So that may be Manusmriti or Parasmriti or Yajnavalkya Smriti, Puranas, Upavedas, Upanishads, all those things. And Vedas are our primary source of knowledge. Knowledge to lead a comfortable life as well as our spiritual pursuit. Vedas are two bhagas. One is Purva Bhaga, that is Karma Kanda, dealing with the religious or rituals life. And then Vedanta, the Anta Bhaga, that is called Jnana Kanda, deals with spiritual life. So this is how the Vedas and Upanishads and go on. So in our total life cycle, right from Bala, Yavana, Kaumarya, Vanaprastha and Sannyasasrama, we have to need to pursue the either Karma Kanda or Jnana Kanda to achieve liberation from this life. Okay, so this being the case, these are all, I mean, we have, everybody knows, but basically I just gave a snapshot of what is Shruti and what is Smriti. Why? Because the Vaastu Shastra is from Smriti, part of Atharvana Veda. It's also called as Upaveda. And we all know that Upavedas are like Dhanur Veda, Ardha Shastra, then Vastu Shastra or Stapatya Shastra. So they all come under Upavedas. So I'm not going into detail of all these four Vedas and all. So this is how Vastu Shastra is come from the Upavedas. But how do we say it is from Vedas or Upavedas? So as per our Sanatana Dharma, we have 6 Pramanas in Vedanta Vichara. When we investigate what is Veda, what is Upanishad, so we follow some Pramanas. So what are those Pramanas and how Vaastu has that capacity of being Upaveda as Vastu Shastra? So what it has, that means Pramana. So we have to think first what Pramana is. Pramana is proof or source or means of knowledge. We all know that there are 6 Pramanas, and these Pramanas are meant for disseminating accurate means of knowledge and truth to the society. So they are, first is Pratyaksha Pramana, what we see, what we believe. So we smell, we know what is that. We taste, we know. So these are all Pratyaksha Pramanas, and this is basically done through our senses, Indriyas. So, and then Anumana Pramana. So Anumana means it's a doubt. So we interfere, or we infer something, or we perceive something, or we observe something, or we imagine something. The famous example for this is given in our Upanishads. There is a smoke on the mountain, but you haven't seen. Mountain is there, smoke is coming. So the doubt is what? Smoke may be there, may not be there. But yatra yatra dhuma, tatra tatra agnihi. So this is the fundamental concept. So that is why we believe that there is smoke. And then Pratyaksha, Anumana, Upamana. Upamana is giving some example or analogy or comparison. The best Upamanam, I mean, the subject is Upameyam, it is called, and the object being compared is called Upamanam, and the attributes are Samanya. So we compare with the Samanya attributes. So, for example, if a boy says, her face is like moon in charmingness. So, her face represents the moon while it is glowing or charming or having attraction. So, here, face is Upameyam, moon is the Upamanam, and charmingness is the Samanya Dhatu. Okay. So this being the case, Ardha Pramana is derived from the circumstances. This is also an example from Vedas. Devadatta is fat, but he doesn't eat in the morning time. So what? But he is fat. So that means he might be eating at night. So this is how we Ardha meaning. So from the sentence uttered, we derive some meaning, and out of that meaning we arrive some proof. Then Anu Upalabdhi. This is a negative or non-perceived cognitive proof. I put my phone there on the cot and went out, came back. Phone is not there. It might have been removed by somebody. So, but still, I say that phone is not there. So this is Anupalabdhi. Then finally, Sabda Pramana or Vedika Pramana. This is Vaidika Pramana because all these Shruti or Smruti, they traveled only by Sabda Pramana. From Omkaram they traveled. So here the reliability of source is important. Who is telling, whether it is legitimate and all, and so which source it is coming. All these things matter in Sabda Pramana. So whatever these Shastras or Puranas are there, they came through Sabda Pramana or Pratyaksha Pramana, whatever Pramana we can call. And now let us see that how Vaastu can be related to Veda Pramana. So that is my topic today. So I am not going into much details of Vaastu compliance or happy living for Vaastu. That again takes a separate session altogether. So today my concentration is on what is told in Vedas or Puranas on the Vastu Shastra, how it can be correlated with the environment or with the Panchamahabhutas. So Taittiriya Upanishad first I have taken. So 3.2.1 in Taittiriya Upanishad we have this sloka. Om Tasmadva Etadasmat Atmanam Akasha Sambhutaha Akasat Vayu Vayur Agnihi Agnir Apaha Adhabhyaha Prudvihi Prudviya Aushadaha Aushadhayet Annam Annat Purushaha Sa Eva Esha Purusho Anna Rasamayaha. So what does it signify? Om. The Shabdam has come first. So from Shabda, from Om, the self came, that is truth, knowledge, Akshara Gnanam, Akshara Brahma has evolved. From Akshara Brahma, the spirit, from the spirit, Akash was born. From Akash, air. And from air, fire. From fire, water. From water, earth. And from earth, herbs and plants. So from herbs and plants, Aushadhiya Annam. So from herbs and plants, the food has come, and food is the feed of the human being. So it is an essential substance of food. That is how the cycle goes on. But how this can be related? This can be related to the main sloka, Yat Pinde Tat Brahmande. So whatever we have inside, same thing we have in the external environment also. The 5 elements residing inside the body or which they are there outside. What are those 5 elements? Prithvi, Jal, Agni, Vayu, Akash. So same thing are there outside as well as inside our body. So we know how these present, how can we say that we have this, when we go from micro to macro or from Sushma to Stula Sarira, we find all these chakras. So Mooladhara chakra, 7 chakras are there, we all know. Mooladhara chakra, Swadhisthana chakra, Manipura chakra, Anahata chakra, Visuddhi chakra, Agna chakra, Sahasrara chakra. So it starts from the base, Mooladhara chakra. That is why we have, when we do meditation, we sit quietly and without bending our body and all those things, so that all these chakras gets activated by our meditation or by our pranayama or by our yogic sadhana. So this is the fundamental first step for the yogic sadhana. So what we have in root chakra, we have Prithvi. And in Swadhisthana chakra, we have Jal, water. And then when you go up, solar chakra is Manipura chakra, it is called. There we have Agni. What Agni we have here inside? Jatara Agni. Outside we have Badabalana Agni. So, and then when you go to heart, air is there. And then when we go up, we have Akash or ether. So these 5 elements are in the body. Even our body consists of 70% water. And all the body components, Vata, Pitta, Shleshma, are because of these 5 elements only what we get. So Bhagavad Gita chapter 3, Karma Yoga, verse 14 says, Annat bhavanti bhutani parjanyat anna sambhavaha yagnat bhavati parjanyo yagnaha karma samudbhavaha. So this is related to that what our Taittiriya Upanishad mantra. So Lord Krishna says here, rain beget rains. How it is, how this cycle happens. Grains are eaten and transformed into energy, blood. From blood, strength comes. From strength, seed comes. From seed, human body is created. And human beings, we do fire, agnas, all those things. So agnas again causes rains. So this cycle continues. This is what is told in Bhagavad Gita. So this is one pramana. So human beings, while living constantly, interact with nature or Panchamahabhutas through an act of balancing process. So how do we achieve this balancing process? This comes under our Vaastu Shastra. So Vaastu Shastra is a Upaveda, part of Atharvana Veda. It's a subject on town planning and architecture, design and construction of buildings, dealing with human beings and balancing their living with environment. So this is basically the Vaastu Shastra is. This is the definition. So I have just repeated. So Vaastu Shastra, we have certain scriptures are there on that. They are codified in Manasara Silpa. It is written by Manasara. And then Maya Mattam by Maya. Maya is the Devata for the sculpturist, Vaastu Silpi for the Devatas, and Vishwakarma. Sorry, I'm wrong. Maya is Vaastu Silpi for Asuras, for Ravana Brahma. So Asuras is Mayasura, he is called. And then Vishwakarma, Vaastu Shastra by Vishwakarma. Vishwakarma is for Devatas, for Suras. He is the Vaastu Silpi. And Samangrana Sutradhara is there by Raja Bhoja. He has written it. Aparadha Paricha, Silparatna, so on and so forth. So there are a lot of scriptures are available on Vaastu Shastra and how they are codified in a very scientific manner. How scientific it is now, we will come. Why Shastra it is called, we will go inside and then we will see. We'll try to analyze. Vaastu operates at 3 different levels basically on our human beings. That is physical level, mental level, spiritual level. That is what Stula, Sukshma, all these levels. And otherwise they are called as Adi Bhautika, Adi Daivika, and Adhyatmika levels. So how this reflects? So Vaastu Shastra has their roots from our Vedas. That is what I told. So 5 elements are basic components: earth, water, fire, air, ether. They are pervasive. They are pervasive everywhere in creation of life on this planet. So this pervasiveness is the basis for Vaastu principles. So it designs with various physical and metaphysical forces, energies, gravitational, electromagnetic, and spiritual and supernatural forces. The Vaastu Shastra or the aspects of Vaastu Shastra are trying to rely upon. So understanding these forces, whether it is Adhyatmika, Adidevika, or Adibhautika, or the spiritual forces, mental forces, physical forces, and forming rules, not only understanding those forces, forming the rule, how to maximize their impact and minimize their negative effect, and apply them for deriving maximum benefit from environment for our comfortable and happy living is the basic purpose of Vaastu. So, Vaastu, what it signifies, Vaastu means reside. Vas means residing, Vaastu means Astu, Vaastu. So, Vaastu operates at three different levels, physical, mental, and spiritual levels. And it has helps in performing our 4 Purusharthas by following Vaastu, living in a Vaastu compliant surroundings or environment or city, whatever it is, we perform our 4 Purusharthas, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, and then these Vaastu are of 3 types, Chara, Sthira, Nitya. Because before going into the how it can be related to Vedas and all, I am just giving the small background of the Vaastu also. So Vaastu is from Matsya Purana. So fixed and Sthira Vaastu. So fixed and Sthira Vaastu is a normal permanent position of Vaastu Purusha. Because like Veda Purusha we have, Vaastu Purusha we have as per Matsya Purana, and Vaastu Purusha also has his head and feet. So his head is towards northeast and feet is towards southwest of any plot or house. House means constructed building or whatever it is, and a structure constructed longer durations like a residence or temple. By maintaining balance with nature, they come under fixed or Sthira Vaastu. And movable or Chara Vaastu are for certain period, specific, seasonal. Say for sports, religious events, we erect pandals or exhibitions, parade grounds, all those things. They follow the movable or Chara Vaastu, and daily Nitya Vaastu. As I discussed, Vaastu Purusha completes 1 circle in a day. That is right from the all directions. Dasa Dikkulu cover chestu 24 hours it will take him. So at 24 hours, he follows certain pattern of movement along with the sun. So this Nitya Vaastu is based on the movement of Vaastu Purusha and based on the activities performed during the day. So this is called Nitya Vaastu. So when coming to this, then we have also right from in Namakam, we have this Vaastu directions. So Vaastu came from whom? From Namakam it has come. How Mahadeva? Mahadeva has 5 faces. Parameshwara has 5 faces. So those 5 faces are looking towards 5 directions. We know what that sloka says. Satyojatam prapadyam satyojatai vai namo namaha bhave bhavenati bhave bhavasman bhavod bhavaya namaha. That is towards east. Vamadevaya namo, Jayasthaya namo, Shrestaya namo, Kalaya namaha, Kalavikaranaaya namaha, Balavikaranaaya namaha, Balava Pramadhanaya namaha, Sarva Bhuta Damanaya Manonmanaya namaha. That is towards south. And then towards west, Aghorebhyo, Dagorebhyo, Ghora Ghoratare, Sarvebhyo, Sarva Sarvebhyo, Namaste, Astrudrubebhya. Then towards north, Tatturishaya Vidmahe, Mahadevaya Dhimahi, Tanno Rudra Prachodayat. Towards northeast, Ishana Sarvavidyanam, Isra Sarvabhutanam, Brahma Adhipatir, Brahmano Adhipatir, Brahma Sivome, Astu Sada Sivom. So what this Namakam tells. So this Namakam told about east, south, west, north, northeast. So this is nothing but Vaastu. Then how these faces, the Sajjojata is represented by white color. So everything we have 5 faces. Then 5 functions Mahasiva, Rudra performs, and then 5 directions, his faces are there, and then 5 body organs we have, and then 5 senses, 5 elements. Finally, Panchamahabhutas. So when we say that 5 colors or 5 faces, Sajjojata is white, and then the Ishana is copper. All these 5 colors are been have been the representation of Lord Parameshwara. 5 functions. What are those 5 functions? Creation, preservation, destruction, Laya. Destruction is Laya or Samhara. then revelation, then anugraham. Revelation is nothing but anugraham, and then giving us the knowledge, and then tirobhava, keeping under delusion. So this is the final function of Lord Maheshwara. So 5 directions we have seen. 5 body organs we know. Sex organs, feet, speech, anus, and the hands upwards. So that is adho bhage, hands. Urdhva bhage, hands. So 5 senses: taste, sight, hearing, smell, and touch. So this is how even in Namakam also the Vaastu Shastra has been brought forward. That is what I want to submit to this August forum. So then how this Vaastu Shastra is based upon? This Vaastu Shastra is based on movement of the sun. So we have seen the directions. So sun rises in the east. When sun rises in the east, it gives the benefic energy or spiritual energy or Adi Daivika energy. Okay, so this energy in the morning, it is very soothing and very calm, very quiet, very comfortable. That slowly at 10 o'clock, it little becomes hot, little hot. 12 o'clock, scorching sun. 12 to 3, 4. Then it cools down. Then it produces the dry atmosphere. And then evening, it becomes cold. So we have, by this what happens? On these sides, wet climate. See, we have divided the plot or a house into 4. One is wet side, wet, this is wet. And then hot, when scorching sun is there, afternoon, and then dry in the after evening, around evening, and then evening and all, then cold at midnight. So this is how the movement of the sun, basing on the movement of sun, the directions have been divided upon into the zones, basing on the movement of sun. Similarly, we also try to understand the planetary impact on Vaastu. We all know that Mars controls our physical body with desires and hopes. So, as per Vaastu Shastra, Mars we have placed on the south side. Okay, Saturn prevails over the senses through karmas. So, Saturn is placed upon the side of west. And then Mercury, north, gives intellect and buddhi. North side we have seen that Mahadeva Shloka. So basing on that, buddhi, intelligence he gives. So that we put on Mercury on the north side. Then coming to northeast side, we have Jupiter, Devaguru. Why Jupiter on northeast side? It is the heaviest planet. And the other side also, Rahu is also heaviest planet. So one side heaviest planet, Jupiter the other side, and then sun is on the east side. Anyhow, sun rises in the east, so sun's position is put on east only. And sun is represented, we all know as per astrology, is the Atma, Anubhava, he represents soul, and he is the king of the planetary cabinet. So when I am now, I will try to understand how these gods, how they bestow on us through this loka, what they bestow, wealth and prosperity, how they bestow, in which direction they are. So from that direction, what comes, whether it is physical energy or whether it is spiritual energy, basing on that, the blessing will happen. So this sloka we all know, it is from Atharvana Veda. Om Bhadram Karne Visnuyama Deva Bhadram Paspat Sirarangai Sustivagum Sastanubhi Pasyema Devahitam Yadayuhu Sastina Indro Ruddhasrava Sastina Pusha Visvaveda Sastina Taraksho Arishtanemi Swastino Gruhaspati Dharatu Om Santi 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 Santi. So this mantra, what he says, oh God, may my ears listen to auspicious things. So Bhadram Karnevi. And then through my eyes, let me see the Srunamaya Deva, auspicious things. Then through the Vedas, with my healthy limbs, let me glorify and let me enjoy the full life allotted to me. And then may Indra bless us with auspiciousness. Sthirai Rangaihi Sushtuvagam. Then Pusha. So Indra, Pusha is another name of the Indra. So Sastina Indro Udrasva, Sastina Pusho Visvadeva. So give me the bless me, and then the Swastina Raksho Arishtanemi. That means the Garuda. Garuda is the destroyer of snakes, Takshakulu. So Takshak Arishtanemi. So whatever the obstacles we get because of the snakes and all, oh Garuda, protect from us from that. And then Brihaspati, oh Brihaspati, Swastina Brihaspati Dadhatu. So give me the intelligence. Finally we say Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti 3 times. So that represents the 3 bhavas, Adhyatmika, Adibhautika and Adidevika bhavas. So 3 tapas which obstruct our tapas. So these are the 3 tapas which obstruct our tapas. So we are asking the Lord to remove them and allow us to concentrate on the knowledge which we are studying or acquiring. So this being the case, how do we relate this to Vaastu? So you can ask me, you read all this from Atharvana Veda, okay, how do you relate it to Vaastu? So now I am going to do that. So first is that Swastina Indro Vruddhasrava Swastina Pusha Visvavedaha Swastina Kshatraryo Arishtanemi Swastino Bruhaspati Dadatu. So this what says, this says that, see, we have divided the plot into 4 systems of climate: wet, hot, dry. And then if we draw the lines like in a swastik fashion, then we get the swastika inside. So that swastika, one swastika is from northeast to the down below. Down below, this is the Brahmasthana. The middle one is the Brahmasthana. Then the other one goes from there to moon, and the other one goes to Rahu, and the other one goes to Venus or Kamadhenu, and the other one goes to Sun. So this is how the this is how the all these how they bless us with is that warm, hot, that is represented by Indra. Warm or hot zone is represented by Indra. So Indra gives what? Riches and wealth. So center Brahmastan to southeast, that is what I told. So from center Brahmastan to east. So here to east. Like this we get. Okay. Then cold. Cold zone is center to west to north, via northwest, where moon and Mercury are there. They give the strength, health and nourishment. And then dry. Dry where Garuda is there. This is the dry zone. This is the dry zone. Okay. So this dry zone, Brahmasthana to Mars, Rahu, snakes are there. So here removes the removing of obstacles. So wet zone is for Brahaspati, that goes to Brahmasthana to Mercury to Jupiter. He gives us the wisdom and knowledge. Mercury gives buddhi, intelligence, and Jupiter gives us the wisdom and knowledge. So this is how this sloka is applied, this mantra is applied. And then, so our total is that the swastika symbolizes that the energy flow happens in a positive way, and the natural flow any obstruction to natural flow will definitely cause disturbance to the people living in that house if this compliance is not followed. So after this, then to go a little further about the planets and how they have been told in Vedas and how the Bhagavad Gita is related to these planets. I just wanted to give some small idea about the division of zones as per planets. So we know that we have some benefic planets and some malefic planets. So, for example, Moon, Jupiter, and then Venus, they are benefic planets. So, if we divide the axis, half axis of a plot, of a square plot, it is divided as two zones: positive zone and negative zone. So, positive zone is comprises of what? Where pluses are there, where all benefic planets are there, where all benefic planets are there when represented by plus, and malefic planets are represented by minus. So when all plus is there, that is covered by Moon, Mercury, Jupiter, and Venus. Here Sun also, because he gives the ventilation, light, air, and all those things. The energy part he gives. So here Sun is also energizing our way of life. So the other part is negative zone. Negative zone where Mars. So Mars, of course, gives the strength, but strength at stress he gives. So, and then Rahu creates the obstacles, and then Saturn, so this is negative zone. So this, all these grahas are applied basing on the location of the benefic and malefic planets on a particular plot or location or an area. And then I was discussing about Adhyatmika, Adidevika, or Adibhautika. In other terms, it is called Brahmananda, Vishayananda, and Bhogananda. So what is Brahmananda? If you draw a perpendicular line from Mercury to Sun, it is Brahmananda. It is Brahmananda. So this one is Brahmananda. So here you get spiritual energy, blissful state. This you get blissful state. This is Brahmananda. Then when a line connecting the Moon and Venus, you find the Vishayananda. So here Vishaya means material, materialistic pleasure. So what pleasure we get? Materialistic pleasure. The materialistic pleasures are the controlled by Venus and Moon. Correct? So all pleasures are given by the Venus and Moon. So this is Vishyananda. And then finally, Bhogananda is given by the Mars and Saturn. Both attachment and detachment. Both are given by the Saturn and Mars respectively. So here, the down is controlled by the Sharira, and then the middle one, Vishyananda, is by Manaha, and then the Atma is respected to Brahmananda, the spiritual bliss. So this is how the plot is divided as per the planets. So then how do we correlate? So when we maintain a balance between these four axes, what are the four axes? What we are calling Vaastu is the balance of the various strengths of nature, and it's a process. So four axes, we have the balancing planets. So we have divided into four axes. So these four axes are the four axes. We have divided the map like this. These are the plot map like this. So these are the four axes. Axis 1 is from Brahmasthana, that is from middle point to the Moon. So this is the one. I think arrow is visible. So I am putting the arrow. I don't know whether it is visible or not. So you can see from the figure, it is called axis 1, which goes from the middle of the plot. Brahmasthana is middle of the plot to the moon. It goes to moon. And then axis 2 is from Brahmasthana to Mercury. And then axis 3 is from axis 3 is from the Rahu to Jupiter. And then axis 4 is from Sun to Saturn. So now let us see how this axis or the plot division is as per Bhagavad Gita, it has been told. So I have taken Bhagavad Gita, this sloka. This sloka says that Kutastvaha kasmalamidam vishame samupasthitam anarya jushtama swargam akirti karamarjana. So this how it started when Arjuna threw down his arrow and bow and said, I cannot kill my own brothers and my gurus and my parents and all those things. So I am out. I can't do the battle. So then Krishna asked, Lord Krishna asked, Uttastva kasmalam edam vishame samupasthitam anarya jushta masvargam akirti karamarjuna. So what this says, you got this because of anti-energy flow. How has this delusion or illusion overcome you at this hour of pearl? It is not befitting an honorable person like you. It does not lead you to the higher abodes. But your disgrace or loss of repute and fame, it adds. So that is how. Kutasva means where from it has come. Where from means where your buddhi has gone. So you are out of Mercury. Mercury stopped balancing you. And then you got Bhranti, Kasmela Bhranti, because of moon, wavering mind. Idam Vishame. So Saturn has given you this arrow. Because of whom? Because of Rahu, the Maya. And then how that Maya comes? Because of the karma you do, because of the action you are performing now. That is because of Mars. Because of all these things, you would have got, you will not get Swargam. So Venus out. So all good planets are going out. And then Akirtikaram. So sun gives you the fame, the royalty. Though all those things go, because if you don't fight in the battle, gone. So your Kirti Pratishtha has gone. So all the negative forces has prevailed upon you, and your positive energy has been taken back by the anti-clockwise direction of the flow of energy. Then how he supports this, how Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita supported this. When we go to the chapter 6, Jnana Yogam, verse 5, so in that it is said, Uddhare tadatmanam anatmanam avasadayet. Atma evahi atmano bandhu, atma eva ripu atmanaha. So what this says, this sloka says that, oh Arjuna, you evaluate yourself. This talks about Atma Tattva. How do we evaluate our Atma? So how do we put our mind back to the soul? Evaluate yourself through the power of mind, that is axis 1. What is that axis 1? Axis 1. We have seen axis 1 is going from the Saturn to Sun. So evaluate yourself and put back the axis. Sun to Saturn. So Saturn, you leave sorrow and get the fame. Leave sorrow, sorrow and get the fame. So that is axis 1. That is from moving to Saturn to Sun. Saturn to Sun. And then how? By not degrading yourself. How do you degrade? Because you forgot your intelligence, your knowledge. So axis 2, that happens on axis 2, Jupiter, and because of Rahu, Maya or ego, because of this. So this is axis 2. So from Rahu to, so you change your path of rethinking from Rahu to Jupiter. Okay, so this is another axis. So, and then third axis, if that is the case, your mind can be your friend. Mind can be your friend. That is, mind controls the action. So it becomes your friend. It gives you buddhi. So when once you perform actions, it gives you buddhi. So that is the axis 3. That is from Mars to Mercury. So third axis, Mars to Mercury. This is the third axis, Mars to Mercury. Okay. This is the straight one. Straight one. This is the one. This is the one. Mars to Mercury. So when those things under control, then you come to, if they are not under control, then your self is your enemy. The enemy of the self. So moon, if you cannot control your mind, and if it is directed by senses, senses means Venus. So what? Emotions, feelings, relationship, belongingness, all these things are created by moon and Venus. So if you can't control, then you fall into axis 4, that is the axis of Venus and moon, and you get degradation. So that is how this is related to the concepts of Vaastu through this mantra, through this sloka in Bhagavad Gita. So after this sloka, then in chapter 6, in 17 itself, how do we get your mind back? How do you get our fame back? So if that has to be done, so this sloka 17 in Jnana Yoga talks about Yuktahara Viharasya, Yukta Cheshtasya Karmasu, Yukta Swapnava Bodhasya, Yogo Bhavati Dukkhaha. So that is how you can do this, by maintaining balance to avoid sorrows. So again we come to axis 1. So temperate in eating. So eat control. That is eating nothing but Venus it represents. So Venus to moon. So moon is recreation. So yuktahara viharasya. So maintain the balance in axis 1. Then maintains the balance in axis 2 in work, chesta, that is represented by Mercury, and then karma. So Mars gives the karma. So by maintaining balance between work and your action. And then axis 3, you regulate your comforts, sleep, absence of truth, or darkness, going to delusion, Maya, you control them. So that is the Rahu and Mars, Rahu and Jupiter axis. You get wisdom. So by that, you by doing all these in a balancing or maintaining systematically, you get out of all sorrows. How? By practicing yoga through sun or soul. So, and becomes free from the sorrows of the body and mind. So now this makes the energy in a positive flow. That is how this has been derived upon. So coming to this, then after this, the Arjuna says, Arjuna Uvacha, where in the in chapter 18, verse 73, Moksha Sannyas Yogam. Finally, what Arjuna says, Arjuna Uvacha Nasto Moha Smrutir Labdha Tat Prasadat Mama Achyuta Stito Asmi Gata Sandeha Karishe Vachanam Tava. So, at that point of time, Arjuna prayed to Lord Krishna, by you, Smritir Labdha, Tadas Tasmat, because of you, Tava Prasadat, because of you. You means here Jupiter, Guru. So Lord Krishna is Guru to Arjuna. So because of his grace, my illusion, Maya, Moha, Rahu, Moon has been dispelled. Dispelled means the sorrowness has gone. So Saturn applied here, and I am situated in knowledge. So I got the Mercury power, the strength of the Mercury. I am now free from doubts. This Moha, Maya, all those doubts I have gone. And I shall act according to your instructions, acting again Mars. So Mars came under control, and because of you, Lord Bhagavan, like that he stores. So the journey starts from Saturn clockwise, reaches Rahu via Jupiter. That is total surrender to the Lord. So if this is the thing, then all these nature gets balanced. So now finally what we are trying to understand is the clockwise movement of energy harmonized with clockwise movement of nature. Clockwise movement of nature, natural energy, and balancing act by changing the direction when required. All bad indications changes to good. For example, if you are entering into a main door, how do you enter? From which direction you are entering, where the main door is located, whether the main door has any Dwar Veda, and how the stairs are there. When you climbing up, which direction you are going, and how the stairs are built in, whether it's clockwise, anti-clockwise, or the stairs are going from east to west. So all these movements, by changing these directions, you can control your the sadness or sorrows, and bring the life back to normalcy, and you can lead a happy life. So anti-clockwise movement is therefore not at all good and not auspicious, as it leads to not doing work properly, not getting comforts, and losing reputation. So this is how I wanted, because again I can go further. It will take much more time, because how the opening start should be there. When I go to the Vaastu principles, all these things I can cover, but this is again a big subject. So for example, when we talk of the house opening should be how? It depends on your indriyas. So indriyas are what? Eye, skin, ear, tongue, and mind. So what gruham is called? Gruhanati iti gruham. So when there is a house, in that house, you have to balance your senses. So senses are mind, intellect. And then when the information we get through eye, skin, ear, and tongue, the action we perform are through our excretory organs, speech, hands, feet, and gender. So when we do all these things, these are all schematically represented in a house. So how these 5 Jananendriyas, we draw the information through them, and while 5 Karmendriyas, we perform the action. So in similar way, our house design also should balance all these Indriyas properly. For that purpose, you need to give importance to the main entrance. So how importance is given to a door? Location where the main door is, the size of the door, and the opening direction. When main door open, of course, we connect to the outside world. So the door opening should be opening for our materialistic way of life. And then at that time, this is again separate big subject. 81 Paravastu. What is that? It needs a separate session for me. But basically, when you erect a main entrance to your house, Navabhagam Griham Kritva, Panchabhagum tu Dakshine, Tribhagam Vamat, Kritva Steshe, Dvaram Prakalpayet. What this says? Navabhagam Griham Kritva. Navabhagam Griham Kritva. When you construct a house, take the front side of the length of the house and divide it into 9 portions. Out of 9 portions, Panchabhagam, keep it on right side. And 3 bhagam, you keep on the left side. On the remaining portions, you should erect the door. So you first leave 5 portions, 5, 3. Then when what those 1 portion is there you should erect the door. That is the fundamental erection of the door. So this is how. This is a thumb rule that stands from the right side of the side on which you want the main door to be. Divide the side into 9 equal parts. Level 3 parts on the right side, 5 parts on the leave on the left side, and construct the door on remaining part that comes to 4th pada. So this is a thumb rule. So in the entire plot, the 4th pada should be your main entrance of the door, main door. So, and then this all goes like this. So then just I will talk about main door today. For when you plan the main door, is that when one enters the house, the main room, drawing room should be preferably located on the right side. When somebody enters the house, the drawing room should be on the right side. And left side, you can have the living rooms and all those things. Door should not open or close on its own. This is told in Matsya Purana. Swayam utpatite dvaram unmado grahavasinam swayam vapitate vidvat kulanasinam vichakshanaha. So, if the door opens on its own, what happens? It gives you the unmadam. That means mental problems it will give. Evarki grahavasinam, those who stay in that house. Swayam vaptite, if it open on its own, vidvat, vichakshana, all these things we get. It opens on its own, mental problems. It closes on its own, loss of family or race, kulanasenam. So it should not open on its own, or it should close on its own. And that means you should, when a door you put, so that is why you don't have the door openers and all. So you push open the door, close the door gently. So that is the fundamental thing. So we should not have that door openers or door closers. So then another point is the width of the door should be half of its height. So if 6 feet height is there, the door, main door, 3 feet. But all the doors of the house, in the house should be of the same height. And then on the main entrance of the door, or opposite to the main entrance, you should not have marga taru, you should not have marga taru kona kupa stambha abharam vidham asubhadam dvaram uchariyat dvigunamitam traitva bhumina doshyasya. So if a path or road, tree, corner, this is from Veda Samskruti. So a path or road, tree, corner, well, pillar or drain not considered auspicious in front of a house. But if there is a construction beyond the twice of height of a main entrance, then it is not dosham. So this is the rider given to that. But basically, there should be no approach road. That is why we call Vidhisula. In Telugu, we call it as Vidhisula if there is a road directly approaches your house. So this is now I will close here because these are all again I have to discuss the Vaastu Purusha. It will take a lot of time. So we will have another session for this. So thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. Now the floor is open for any doubts or clarifications or anything, anybody to contribute or add on to what I have told or correct me, all are welcome. So thanks a lot. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity.
ధన్యవాదములండి. Very informative lecture. Very useful to all of us. Now we will throw the floor open for question answers. Anybody wants to ask any question on this? Please raise your hand. Let me see if there are any questions in the chat box. What is your opinion about flats?
Sir, regarding flats, you need to follow same principles of Vaastu. But if your flat is on 4th floor, that means above 30 meters, no Vaastu applies. That is fundamental. Up to 3 floors, people take 4 floors also. 30 meters, that is what I have been told. You should observe. Complete Vaastu principle. But it is not possible. No builder will construct the house as per perfect Vaastu.
Okay. Only one question there.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Gautam ji.
Namaskar. Actually, that's what you told that in the flats actually. So when the flat, these floor drawings are, suppose there are 6 flats in a floor. Floor drawing is done. So something will be mirror image of another thing. There will be 4 corners. So somebody's bathroom will be on west side, somebody will be east, somebody's north, somebody's south. But there is complete round pattern, a kind of pattern will be there, depending upon the availability of space and so on, asymmetry of the structure. So somebody will face the proper Vaastu, and some other person will be totally negative of that, opposite of Vaastu, something like that. That's right. We have
Sir, yes, sir. Here, I would like to add one thing, sir. Flats, as I told, it is not possible to have full compliance of Vaastu. But see, if your flat is facing, you are in 3rd floor, flat is facing towards the south. So, and then kitchen is facing towards the north. So, you can't disturb now. Flat is facing actually northeast, your kitchen should be there. As per fundamental principles, southeast, Agneyam Mula, your kitchen should be there. But instead of Agneyam Mula, the kitchen is there on either Vayvya Mula or on Nairuti Mula. Then what should you do? You maintain the basic principles of Vaas in that particular room. So when your room is on, when your toilet, when your kitchen is on west side, in that kitchen 10 by 10 area, you see that kitchen platform comes in Agneya Mula. The water pipeline comes towards the northeast. The wastewater goes towards the northwest. Like that you can tell the builder. But still, it is difficult for him to change the routing of the entire sewerage lines and all those things. So for that purpose, what you should do, at least you should divert the lines in your that particular room to the maximum compliance of the Vaastu. That's all we can do.
ఓకే, థ్యాంక్ యూ.
Yeah, please.
కొండపల్లి వెంకటేశ్వరరావు గారు. Unmute yourself.
నమస్కారం అండి. హలో,
చెప్పండి.
నమస్కారం సార్.
నమస్కారం అండి. యాక్చువల్లీ మీరు చెప్తున్న ఈ మన రెండో అధ్యాయం అనుకుంటా, కుతస్వాకస్వమే సముపస్థితం అనారిజుష్టం అసర్గ్యం అకీర్తికరం అర్జున క్లైబ్యం మాస్మహమ పార్థానైతే తోపబద్ధి క్షుద్రం హృదయ దౌర్బల్యం తక్తో తిష్ట. ఇవి దీనికి ఇవి యాక్చువల్ గా లీడర్షిప్ క్వాలిటీస్, మోటివేటింగ్, ఇన్స్పిరేషనల్ సంబంధించినవి కదా, వాస్తుకు సంబంధించినవి ఇవి.
అదేనండి, నేను ఇప్పుడు మీకు ఆ డౌట్ వస్తుందని నాకు తెలుసు. ఎందుకంటే మనము ఏవైతే ఉన్నాయో ఇప్పుడు ఇక్కడ ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ మనము అది రెండవ ఒక నిమిషం ఉందండి. మన ఇప్పుడు నేను తీసుకున్న శ్లోకం ఇది, కూతస్త్వ, అదే కదండి మీరు చెప్తున్నారు.
కుతస్వాకస్వలమిదం విషమే సముపస్థితం అనార్యజుష్ట వసర్గం అకీర్తికరం అర్జున క్లైబ్యం మాస్మహమ పార్థ.
ఇక్కడ ఏంటంటే మీరు ఏవైతే ఇప్పుడు ఈ శ్లోకం ఇది ఏదైతే చెప్తుందో, కుతస్త్వ కస్మల భ్రాంతి ఇదం విషమే
విషమే సముపస్థితం
విషమే. సో ఇక్కడ ఏంటంటే ఇది మనం ఎట్లా తీసుకున్న ప్లానెట్స్ కి అప్లై చేసాం. ప్లానెట్స్ కి ఎట్లా అప్లై చేసామంటే, ప్లానెట్స్ యొక్క క్యారెక్టరిస్టిక్స్, సిగ్నిఫికేషన్స్ ఏవైతే ఉన్నాయో ఆ సిగ్నిఫికేషన్ కి ఈ మీనింగ్ కాంటెంపరీ మీనింగ్. ఇప్పుడు డెల్యూషన్ ఉందనుకోండి, డెల్యూషన్ ఎవరు క్రియేట్ చేస్తారు?
ఓహో, అచ్చా, అట్లా అంటారా?
డెల్యూషన్. అలాగే స్వర్గం ఎవరిస్తారు అంటే, స్వర్గం అంటే ఆ స్వర్గం కాదు, ఇక్కడ మనం ఉన్నప్పుడు మెటీరియలిస్టిక్ వరల్డ్ వీనస్ ఇస్తాడు. తర్వాత కీర్తి ఎవరిస్తారు? సన్ ఇస్తారు. సో మీకు కీర్తి కావాలంటే ఈస్ట్ సైడ్ బ్యాలెన్సింగ్ చేసుకోవాలా. సన్ ఎక్కడ ఉంటాడు? ఈస్ట్ సైడ్ ఉంటాడు. అలాగే సాటర్న్ ఎక్కడ ఉంటారు? వెస్ట్ సైడ్ ఉంటారు. సో సారో తగ్గాలంటే వెస్ట్ సైడ్ మీరు ఎక్కువ కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్ చేయకూడదు. ఐదర్ యువర్ ఎనర్జీ ఆర్ యువర్ ఫోర్సెస్ ఆర్ యువర్ స్ట్రెంగ్త్, యూ షుడ్ నాట్ కాన్సన్ట్రేట్ ఆన్ వెస్ట్ సైడ్. తర్వాత అలాగే ఇప్పుడు సౌత్ సైడ్ ఎవరు ఉంటారు? సౌత్ సైడ్ మార్స్ ఉంటారు. మార్స్ గివ్స్ యూ స్ట్రెంగ్త్. కానీ ఏ స్ట్రెంగ్త్ ఇస్తాడు మార్స్? మార్స్ గివ్స్ యూ లాట్ ఆఫ్ కర్మకు సంబంధించిన స్ట్రెంగ్త్ ఇస్తాడు. సో ఇవి బ్యాలెన్సింగ్ చేసుకోవడం కోసం మనం ఏం చేసామంటే, ఇప్పుడు మనం వేదాల్లో కూడా చూశారు కదా, ఒక దానికి మనం ఎన్ని ఇంటర్ప్రిటేషన్స్ చేయవచ్చును. ఇప్పుడు ఒక శ్లోకం ఉందనుకోండి, ఆ శ్లోకానికి ఇప్పుడు మన సారు చెప్తా ఉంటారు, ఇప్పుడు ఆ శ్లోకాన్ని మనం ఎలా అయినా అన్వయించవచ్చును. దాన్ని మనము స్పిరిచువల్ గా తీసుకోవచ్చును, మోక్ష ప్రాప్తికి తీసుకోవచ్చును, ఏ విధంగా. అలాగే ఇప్పుడు ఏం చేసామంటే, మనం దీంట్లో ఉన్నవి ఆ సిగ్నిఫికేషన్స్ ఏవైతే ఉన్నాయో ఆ ప్లానెట్ కి అట్రిబ్యూట్ చేసి, ఆ ప్లానెట్ ని ఎక్కడ పెట్టాము, ఏ దిశలో పెట్టాము. ఈ ప్లానెట్ మనం పెట్టింది కాదు కదా. నేను నమ్మకంలోనే చెప్పాను, ఈశ్వరుడే అన్నాడు, ఈశానాయ నమః అన్నాడు. ఈశానాయ నమః, నార్త్ ఈస్ట్ లో ఈశానాయ నమః అంటే ఈజ్ నాలెడ్జ్. నాలెడ్జ్ ఈజ్ నథింగ్ బట్ జూపిటర్ అండ్ కేతు ఈజ్ దేర్. Sikhi, Subramanya Swami is there. So that is how, sir. So we have tried to relate.
అవునవును, అంటే మీరు అనేది ఈ కుతస్వ కస్వలమిజం విషమే సముపస్థితం అనేది ఒక మనిషి ఈ డెల్యూజన్ లోకి వచ్చినప్పుడు, డెల్యూజన్ అనేది ఇగ్నోరెన్స్ వల్ల వస్తుంది, కానీ డెల్యూజన్ అదర్వైజ్ రాకూడదు. మనిషి ఎప్పుడు కూడా ఉత్సాహంగానే ఉండాలి. ఆ ప్లానెట్ పొజిషన్ సరిగా లేకపోవడం డెల్యూజన్ లోకి పెడతాడు. అని అంటారు.
డెల్యూషన్ అన్నది మీరు అన్నట్టు దాని వల్ల వచ్చింది. ఇంకొకటి దేని వల్ల వచ్చింది? బికాస్ ఆఫ్ ద ఓవర్ పవర్ ఆఫ్ యువర్ మోహ, భ్రాంతి. మోహ అంటే మరి వీనస్ వచ్చేస్తాడు, మూన్ వచ్చేస్తాడు. సో వీళ్ళందరూ రావటం వల్ల నీకు ఆ డెల్యూషన్ కలిగింది అనమాట. సో నువ్వు డెల్యూషన్ పోయింది అనుకో, నీకు అప్పుడు జ్ఞానం వస్తుంది. జ్ఞానం వచ్చిందంటే మరి నీకు గురుడు పనిచేస్తాడు. జ్ఞానం వల్ల కీర్తి వస్తుంది.
అది అన్నారు మీరు, క్షుద్రం హృదయ దౌర్బల్యం తత్వోదిష్ట బలంతపాన్ అంటే కర్తవ్యం ఒకటి చేస్తారు మనిషిని.
అంటే నేను ఈ శ్లోకం ఎందుకు తీసుకున్నామంటే, ఇది మా దీంట్లో ఎట్లా క్యారెక్టరిస్టిక్స్ ని మనం ప్లానెట్స్ అన్వయించి ఆ ప్లానెట్స్ ఏ దిశలో ఉన్నాయి, మనకి ఏ విధంగా ఆ ప్లానెటరీ స్ట్రెంగ్త్ కానీ లేకపోతే ఎనర్జీ ఫ్లో కానీ ఉపయోగపడుతుంది అని చెప్పడానికి ఈ శ్లోకం తీసుకోవడం జరిగింది.
చాలా బాగుందండి. మీరు
ప్రమాణం, ఇది ఒక ప్రమాణం,
ప్రమాణంగా తీసుకున్నారు. చాలా బాగా చెప్పారు మీరు. మీ బ్యాక్గ్రౌండ్ చాలా బాగా ఉంది, బ్రహ్మాండంగా పెట్టారు మీరు. అది కాశీ చాలా గొప్పగా ఉంది. ఎంత అట్రాక్టివ్ గా ఉందంటే చూస్తుంటే చాలా ఇదిగా అనిపిస్తుంది మాకు వింటుంటే. మీరు కాశీలో ఉన్నారా అన్నట్టు అనిపిస్తుంది నాకు కాసేపు. అది తర్వాత అనుకున్నాను. చాలా బాగుందండి, చాలా సంతోషం, చాలా మంచిగా చెప్పారు, చాలా బాగా ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేశారు. అంటే ఇది కామన్ మ్యాన్ కోసం చెప్పే వాస్తు కాదు మీరు. అంటే ఇప్పుడు అంటే లైక్
అదే అవి చెప్పాలంటే నాకు వేరే సెషన్ కావాలా. నేను అన్ని ఇప్పుడు దాన్ని ఏమంటారంటే ప్లేస్మెంట్ ఆఫ్ యాక్టివిటీ సెంటర్స్ అంటారు. ప్లేస్మెంట్ ఆఫ్ యాక్టివిటీ సెంటర్స్ చెప్పాలంటే ఇప్పుడు బెడ్రూమ్ ఎక్కడ ఉండాలా, కిచెన్ ఎక్కడ ఉండాలా, బెడ్రూమ్ కి కిచెన్ కి సంబంధం ఏంటి, పూజా రూమ్ ఎక్కడ ఉండాలా, టాయిలెట్స్ ఎక్కడ ఉండాలా. తర్వాత ఇవే కాదు, మేము స్టడీ చేసినప్పుడు ఫ్యాక్టరీస్ వాస్తు, రెస్టారెంట్స్ వాస్తు, హాస్పిటల్ వాస్తు, సో ఇవి కూడా మేము స్టడీ చేయడం జరిగింది. సో వీటిలో కూడా బ్లడ్ బ్యాంక్ ఎక్కడుంటే మంచిది, రిసెప్షన్ ఎక్కడుంటే మంచిది, తర్వాత డైనింగ్ హాల్ ఎక్కడుంటే మంచిది, ఏ దిక్కులో ఉండాలి అన్న విషయాలు కూడా ఇవన్నీ డిఫరెంట్. ఇప్పుడు ఇది 1 year కోర్స్ లో ఇవి మేము చదువుకోవడం జరిగింది. సో వీటన్నిటికీ కావాలంటే మనకి ఈ టైం సరిపోదు.
మీరు చాలా మంచి పని చేశారంటే డోంట్ మిస్టేక్ మీ. మీరు మంచి హయ్యర్ నాలెడ్జ్ కి మీరు కన్ఫైన్ అయ్యి మీరు మాకు ఈ సెషన్ తీసుకున్నారు. చాలా సంతోషం.
అంటే ఇప్పుడు ఏంటంటే ఇది మనది సనాతన ధర్మం గురించి, వేద సంస్కృతి సమితి కాబట్టి మనము వాస్తుని వేదాల్లో ఎలా రిలేట్ చేసాము, ఏమి ప్రమాణం ఉంది అంతవరకే నేను తీసుకున్నా. అంతేగాని వాస్తు ప్రిన్సిపల్స్ నేను చెప్పలేదండి.
అవునా, చాలా బాగుంది. అది మీరు వాటిల్లోకి వెళ్ళిపోతే అది మరి అందరికి రకరకాల డౌట్స్ వస్తూ ఉంటాయి. కిచెన్ లో గ్యాస్ పోయి ఎక్కడ పెట్టాలి, ఇంకోటి వాటికంటే ఇది చాలా బాగా చెప్పారు. చాలా సంతోషం అండి, చాలా సంతోషం. నమస్కారం అండి. వాల్యుబుల్ టైం వెచ్చిచ్చినందుకు చాలా సంతోషం. ప్రభాకర్ రావు గారు మీలాంటి మంచి వాళ్ళని తీసుకొచ్చి ఇంట్రడ్యూస్ చేసి మాకు ఇలాంటివన్నీ జ్ఞానం ఇస్తున్నారు. నాకు అర్థం కాలే ఎందుకు ఈ 2 శ్లోకాలు అన్వయిస్తున్నారు, దీనికి వాస్తుకి ఏం సంబంధం, ఈ లీడర్షిప్ క్వాలిటీస్ కదా అని అనుమానం వచ్చి మిమ్మల్ని అడిగా. క్షమించాలి, నేను తగిన తప్పు అయితే.
చాలా సంతోషం.
నమస్కారం అండి.
Can you briefly touch upon key Vastu principles for town planning and temples that may not be concerning today's lecture? Okay. Does Vastu work differently in the northern and southern hemisphere?
అంటే వాస్తు శాస్త్రము మన భారతదేశం అంతటా ఒకటే మనం ఫాలో అవుతాము. కాకపోతే ఇంతకు నేను కొన్ని బుక్స్ చెప్పాను. ఇప్పుడు మయాసురుడిది నార్త్ లో ఫాలో అవుతాం మనం, విశ్వకర్మ వాస్తు మయాసురుడిది సౌత్ లో ఫాలో అవుతాము, మాయామట్టం అంటాము. నార్త్ లోనేమో విశ్వకర్మ వాస్తు ఫాలో అవుతారు నాకు. బట్ బేసిక్ ప్రిన్సిపల్స్ ఒకటే ఉంటాయి, బేసిక్ ప్రిన్సిపల్స్ తో మార్పు ఉండదు. కాకపోతే యుఎస్ వాళ్ళకి వాస్తుకు మన వాస్తుకి తేడా ఉంటుంది. ఎందుకంటే ఇప్పుడు మీరు నార్థరన్ హెమిస్ఫియర్, సదరన్ హెమిస్ఫియర్ అన్నారు. సో అవి కన్సిడరేషన్ లోకి తీసుకోవాల్సి ఉంటుంది అక్కడ.
ఓకే. Are there any tips to counter unalterable vastu doshas?
సార్ టిప్స్ అంటే ఒకటి, ఇందాక నేను స్వస్తిక గురించి లైట్ గా మెన్షన్ చేశాను. స్వస్తిక కానీ కూర్మయంత్రం కానీ ఇవి కనుక మనం ఇంట్లో ఉంచితే, అంటే ఎక్కడ పడితే అక్కడ ఉంచకూడదు. అవి పర్టికులర్ ప్లేస్లో ఆ తొక్కని చోట ఆ కూర్మయంత్రం కానీ అట్లాంటివి ప్రతిష్ఠిస్తే అవి మంచి ఫలితాలను ఇస్తాయండి. వాస్తు దోషాలు చాలా వరకు పోతాయి.
Okay, Andy, thank you. Anybody else wants to say anything? In that case, if there are no questions, then we'll try to conclude today's session.
Hello.
Yeah, today's topic
Just
is
1 minute.
looks
Hello.
to be a research topic, which normally the people do not think in these lines. Various aspects of Tantra, Yantra, Graha, Navaga, astrological points have been taken into account, and that are related to the slokas that are available in the Gita, this thing. And it needs a lot of thought, and lot of background is to be created first. How you have related a particular graha to a particular direction. How you are related that to a particular axis. Those things are needs to be further clarified to the people who really like to do research on these lines. So unless those fundamentals, those basic assumptions are clarified, the postulates you have taken into account will be subject to confusion. So first those things are to be properly explained, and you try to explain as much as possible. But for a common man, probably that may not click immediately. It needs more explanatory explanations while taking a slokam and breaking it up and putting into the meanings of each word. For that, a bit of good of Sanskrit knowledge is also required, how to break it correctly. And what are the alternative meanings for those words, that also to be taken into account. How the words have been, as per the Nirukta Shastra, etc., how the words have been coined for that purpose, whether that is suitable for that or not. All these things are to be taken into account while justifying the application of a particular graha to a particular direction and particular this thing, because you have taken up Kundalini Yantra here, you have taken up Swastik explanation here, you have taken astrological 9 grahas application here. You have given various serious topics you have taken and merged it one place. Probably that needs more explanatory in class. That explanatory class, more people class may be required for the same subject which we talked about. And I think still further research is there in those things. If you are really attribute those things to these focus, justify what you told is that correctly comes to that. So, simple exercise, good research, but it needs explanations for the assumptions you have made. So I request you to make it in a more explanatory thing for every slide what you have given. I think it creates some confusion in some places. So, what are the normal understanding of the placement of the Venus, moon in the normal Vaastu chart, and the places you have selected for those things here? Why the difference has come? All these things are comes into picture. How you taken wet, cold, and dry, and all these things. That is a bit of explanation of some movement you have taken into account. That's some. So all these points I said. Conclusion. So it's a very great job. It's a research job. Thank you very much, sir. And this type of research is required. And I request further research goes on these things. And something and mathanam is required. Sagar mathanam like that. Good mathanam is required. Based on the mathanam, probably we will come out with good cream in future. Thank you very much, my sir. ధన్యవాదాలు.
ధన్యవాదములండి హెచ్పి రావు గారు. Now we will go for ప్రార్థన.
Sorry,
Gopi
there
Raj
is a
garu.
question in the chat box. Someone asked that will the Vaastu will be different in India and UK? I think you should consider whether the Vaastu will be different in northern hemisphere with southern hemisphere. Say Australia, will it be all mirror image of what is discussed here? Like northeast would be southeast, northwest would be southwest, and so on.
It is all just now explained. Again, would you like to explain that further on this?
No.
But northern hemisphere, the Vaastu principles are different. That's all I can say for the present, because it leads to a lot of explanation is required for that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Today's topic is not exactly as per Vaastu. It's the question of the links to the Vaastu to the various slokas in the Shastras.
Okay, Andy. Shall we close?
Yes.
Okay, Govindaraj garu, please.
स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण महीमहीषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितो ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः अपुत्राः पुत्रिणः सन्तु पुत्रिणः सन्तु पौत्रिणः अधना सदना सन्तु जीवन्तु शरदां शतं सत्यं वद धर्मं चर स्वाध्यायान्मा प्रमदः सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः सर्वे जनाः सुखिनो भवन्तु स्वस्ति.
ధన్యవాదములండి. కృష్ణ కుమార్ గారు, లెట్స్ గో ఫర్ నేషనల్ యాంథమ్.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल वंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उत्कल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे जय हिंद.
జై హింద్.
జై హింద్. లలిత గారు ఉన్నారా?
ధన్యవాదములండి కృష్ణ కుమార్ గారు. థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్.